After the long email, which I showed my curiosity through, anybody would get triggered after reading it, and perhaps I'll have to deal with even worse consequences than before. I knew that there is no going back now, and I'll just have to take responsibility for the harsh words I sent. I knew I had to survive through the semester with hatred from the doctor and maybe even get bad marks for no reason. No worries. I have no idea what you are talking about. Please come to the office when you are free. Do not worry at all. He replied by another email. What? No idea? Was I just oversensitive? I was sure that all he did was on purpose. I just needed to know why he was targeting me. And go to his office for what? Okay, never mind. I'll just try to figure it out by having a decent talk with him. I felt bad after my email and apologized to him in another one. He then replied with, just forget everything and focus on your work. All that you are reminding me happened in the spur of a moment and is casual. It is a natural and authentic response to make things in a lighter way. We need to meet so that you will get to know some things about emotional intelligence. To ease the tension between us, and out of curiosity on the topic, I told him I would love to learn about emotional intelligence. Actually, I've been curious about it for some time now. If there is a time where both of us will be free, then sure, it's an opportunity. After reading the first part of his email, I thought to myself, why should I take it in a lighter way and just deal with it myself? Why doesn't he just stop triggering me? This email made me sure he knew what he was doing. He finally admitted it himself. At least that makes me reassured that I wasn't making scenarios from my head. And about the second part, I thought, okay, I will go, but no need to hurry. I can go someday, but not this week. Let's leave it for next week or the week after. On his next class, I arrived early and decided to tell the girls that I had an unfortunate conflict with the doctor and that I'm going to sit at the end of the class to avoid him. However, as he arrived, just a minute after me, he saw me and slowly went to the back of the class, chose a seat in front of me, sat on it, and started to retie his shoelaces, which seemed perfect and looked like they needed no retying. How are you? He said, trying to start a conversation. Good, I replied. He tried to carry on, but I just gave him short answers because I just felt awkward and wanted him to leave. After a whole awkward minute, one of my friends came in and I acted completely interested in her and what she has to say. Well, I was really interested in what she was saying, but I just wanted to ignore the very existence of the doctor. As more students entered the class, and as the lecture time became near, the doctor said something to me, then stood up and went to the front of the class. I can't remember what he said and didn't care much as I felt embarrassed and secretly happy that he actually chose to care and fix things instead of choosing to hold it against me until the end of the semester. Days passed, and I still didn't feel like going to his office. One day, I went to the biology department, seeking for my supervisor. The doctor saw me standing in front of my supervisor's office and said, come to my office after you finish. I also have a brief meeting with the head of the department. Okay, I replied smiling because I knew I had no time to escape him this time. After I finished, I had to wait a couple of minutes outside his office, waiting for his return. Please have a seat, he said while looking for some papers. He then held a file, opened it, then handed it to me. I saw a triangle with the elements feel, think, act. I knew this was going to be my first emotional intelligence lesson. Explain to me what you understand from this paper, the doctor told me. We talked that day for about half an hour, and then the doctor ended the talk with, I can see potential within you. You have no problem but the one you create by yourself. Believe me, the way you talk, I can assure you that only a few students in the whole university can talk like this. Feeling astonished from what He said I tried not to take it to heart because I didn't understand exactly what was so special about the way I talked. I just thanked him and left, feeling glad that everything turned out well. Please check part 3 for more.